What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we saw a brand new piece of the story here. Vegeta and Broly went to Earth, with Vegeta trying to ensure that his immortality will stay, as well as attempting to settle the score with Kakarot. Of course, his immortality was a big issue, but thanks to a plan from Gohan, they were able to mitigate the effects of it. And the effects of that decision are going to be seen here in this part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. If we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. Now, Vegeta is stuck on this random planet. He can fly in space, but it is painful because he just keeps dying. Yeah, immortality does help him. So technically it would be possible, but it's also incredibly painful. He's going out there, suffocating himself, regenerating, and then rinsing and repeating. He does attempt it at first, but realizes it's not worth the effort. Especially because he has no idea where he's heading to or where he is. He's completely lost, abandoned in the middle of nowhere. The more he realizes his situation, the angrier he grows. Kakarot and his son. He will kill them. And it's not because he wants to settle the score or anything. It's not because he wants to fight them at all. It's because he just simply wants to kill them now. He's changed. He's becoming more bitter, angrier. Vegeta's becoming a much different person. He was already evil before, but it's festering now. In solitude, there really is only one thing he can do: training. He'll continue training here, and he'll figure out a way off this planet somehow. It's just him here. No one and nothing else is here. He has to survive off the foliage. He's lucky enough to have some food and water, but not a ton. Not that it really matters though. If he dies from starvation or whatever, he'll just regenerate. It's a painful, miserable existence. More reason for him to hate those Earthlings. His rage grows daily, getting angrier and angrier, getting stronger and stronger. So now, what's happening with his army? Well, since Broly escaped, he and Paragus take the army under their wing. Broly does want to seek out Vegeta, just to see if he could find him and save him. But Paragus ends up convincing Broly not to. He still holds some resentment for Vegeta and says they don't necessarily need to find him. I mean, this army could be theirs now. They could use all the power from it. And Broly's not really going to turn down what Paragus says. He doesn't really care about controlling the army or whatever, but if Paragus is telling him and advising him that this is a good idea, then he's going to go along with it. When really, Paragus is doing it for his own sake. As Vegeta continues his training here, someone shows up on the planet eventually. His power consistently is rising, and across the galaxy and the universe, it can be sensed. And one particular person senses it. Someone that's actually seeking out a powerful Saiyan like him. A long time has passed since Vegeta was abandoned here. And now, the person that shows up to see him first is Beerus and Whis. Of course, Vegeta is completely shocked to see Beerus here. Why and how is he here? How did he find Vegeta? Well, Beerus begins explaining. Not only did he sense Vegeta's power, but he did also have a dream, a premonition of sorts, about some sort of Super Saiyan god. And since Vegeta was powerful and one of the Saiyans that they could actually find and knew about, they decided to come check him out, see what's going on here, what he's doing here. Vegeta explains his situation, but does confirm to Beerus he is the strongest Saiyan in existence, as well as being immortal. Really? That's intriguing. An immortal Saiyan. For all Beerus knows, he could definitely go down the path of becoming a Super Saiyan god, if he already isn't one, because he has no idea of what that is, and it seems that Vegeta doesn't either. Beerus says that they might want to ask the other Saiyans, but he tells them that they're not going to know anything. He knows of the other Saiyans that he's talking about. Out there, there's Kakarot, his two sons, there's Broly, Paragus, and even his brother Tarble. None of them will have more knowledge than him, especially those Earthlings. If anything, Vegeta's the most knowledgeable Saiyan left. And if he doesn't know about a Super Saiyan god, none of those people definitely will. And it doesn't matter anyways. He tells Beerus it's not worth making them Super Saiyan gods, because Vegeta's just going to hunt them down eventually and kill them all. Well, besides Tarble, he didn't do anything wrong. He doesn't even know where his brother is, but that's besides the point. And the more Vegeta talks, the more he thinks. Beerus is actually considering this. I mean, he does know Vegeta's royalty and apparently an elite Saiyan. And if what he's saying is all true, especially the immortality part, he could potentially be a very great rival. It might not be worth seeking out the other Saiyans. And even though Vegeta has no idea of what a Super Saiyan god is, he tells Beerus he has a plan, something that he's always been working with. As long as he can exploit his Zenkais and all, and get more proper training, he promises Beerus, whatever the Super Saiyan god is, he'll grow into it. He'll become one. At any cost. He doesn't know how to get there, but he knows that he will get there. Beerus smiles. Is Vegeta really sure about that? That's quite the commitment, especially the way Vegeta's wanted to go about it. Vegeta smiles back in response too. Anything to kill those pesky Earthlings. Anything to get stronger. Anything to get off this random rock in space. Beerus agrees to take Vegeta under his wing, meaning Vegeta now goes to Beerus' planet, training under Whis. More and more time begins passing. Beerus is a little bit frustrated. Nothing that Vegeta's doing is working. He has ascended Super Saiyan 2 even, getting Super Saiyan 3, or at least that's what Vegeta calls it. And it's strong, it's definitely potent, but it's nothing that Beerus is really interested in. He still wants Super Saiyan God, and this definitely isn't that. Vegeta even works towards mastering Super Saiyan 3, but nothing he does can get him Super Saiyan God. Although he continues his training, he's confident. Through brute force, rage, pain, as well as all his training with Whis, he grows stronger, much stronger than he ever did before, growing exponentially fast. And Beerus can start sensing it. Within Vegeta, trace amounts of God Ki. Maybe that's the key to it, just giving him God Ki. If Vegeta gets enough of this and learns how to control it in a way that he can transform with it, maybe that's how he'll get Super Saiyan God. They keep going down this path, with Vegeta getting stronger and stronger along the way as well. And with this persistent training, Vegeta finally becomes a Super Saiyan God, transforming one day, showing off the amazing power of it. And Vegeta admires it, the divinity, the strength. This definitely is a Super Saiyan God. There's no doubt about it. And he definitely is impressed, but once they start fighting, he notices. Vegeta's still not on his level, not even close. He wants Vegeta to go further. This definitely is a Super Saiyan God, but maybe it's just the starting point. Beerus is elated that the prophecy is true, but they could probably go beyond it. This is just the foundation for what he wants. Vegeta will definitely be his rival, although it's just going to take a little bit more training. Back on Earth, everyone else is improving themselves as well, specifically Cell. He starts researching DNA from Broly and Vegeta. He did retrieve some from the battle, as well as all the data from them. He knows that Vegeta is going to be a problem in the future. Even though he's not a threat right now, they're definitely going to encounter him sometime down the line. And that's why he needs to figure out some sort of way to defeat him. He wants to figure out what it will take to actually defeat an immortal person like Vegeta. He wants to take it upon himself to do this. Using his smarts and his strength, he could find out a way to defend Earth. And he could try to use this data for his own gain, to get stronger, not only defending Earth, but improving himself as well, becoming a much stronger being. First, he gets a pretty good idea. He thinks that maybe if he lets Vegeta's army stay around, they'll find him eventually, saving him off that planet, and then Vegeta will just come back here. So they need to be eliminated. Cell goes out into space, using instant transmission to easily locate the army. And he's also going to get some more data from them, specifically because Broly and Paragus are still there. Really, his main target's Broly. With ease, Cell eliminates the entire army. Broly strikes back, trying to attack Cell, using more and more of his power, but Cell is stronger now. And he knows everything about Broly, but he continues studying him. You know, without Vegeta, this guy isn't really that big of a threat. And Cell gets all the data he needs. He sees how Broly grows, getting stronger with his anger and rage, growing during battle. It's intriguing, and he could definitely use it for himself. Simply, he stabs Broly with his tail, not only taking more energy from him, but completely draining him of it. Broly dies, and Cell gets all of his energy, as well as more data on him, getting a grasp on Broly's techniques and abilities too. What a nice snack. And now, Vegeta's entire army is gone. That's weird, this means that they haven't found Vegeta yet. Which might be good, but it could also be bad. Maybe they betrayed him. Or, maybe they were in the process of finding him and he just stopped them in the midst of that. And he looks around and it seems like they had no idea of where Vegeta was. They didn't even try. So, the army did betray him. Vegeta's still out there somewhere, rogue, probably still on that same planet. But Gohan doesn't remember where it is. He just teleported to the farthest energy he could find. It was a faint trace of ki that he's found on a planet. Just the planet's energy alone was what he sensed. He doesn't know where it was, and he doesn't know where it is now. Well, that seems like a dead end, but at least Cell knows that the army is gone. Although, it's kind of a shame. He expected a much more enjoyable battle with Broly. But with Vegeta and Broly's cells within him, Cell begins noticing something. There's a bit of a change going on. He's being influenced by these. Now, Broly wasn't necessarily evil, but Vegeta? Oh yeah, most certainly he was. And as Cell fights more and more, as well as absorbing people like he just did with Broly, he's getting a better taste for it. This is kind of enjoyable. Fighting people like this, absorbing them, taking all their power, getting stronger, this desire for strength and a good battle. It continues growing. He's loving battle even more. But is it to a fault? Is it a bad thing? Or is it something like what Goku has, where he just enjoys a battle from time to time? Well, they don't know yet, and Cell doesn't really know either. There may be an internal conflict going on within him, and for all we know, he might be heading down a dark path. But for now, he keeps himself in check. And this isn't really a big concern, just yet at least. It's not only Cell continuing his training, everyone on Earth wants to as well, because they know that Vegeta could show up at any point, and they want to be strong enough to face him. Of course, Beerus never shows up on Earth, so they're just training, living relatively peaceful lives while also trying to get stronger. Goku, Gohan, and everyone else are pretty much influenced by Cell. He wants them to train more. He wants to be a good rival for them. Of course, his strength is far superior to theirs. But by helping them get stronger, it could make for more interesting fights between him and them. And also, it ensures that Earth's going to be protected. And Goku has an idea. They could go beyond where they currently are in terms of Super Saiyan. Obviously, they don't know Super Saiyan God, but maybe they can go beyond Super Saiyan 2. Just as Vegeta is doing his training, they're going to train to ascend Super Saiyan, but in a much different way. Although, they're not really too sure how to go about that. At a certain point, Goku might discover Super Saiyan 3. But beyond that, what is he supposed to do? He tries to think. Maybe besides perfecting this form, there's something else. There's another form beyond it, maybe. And Gohan gets an idea. Well, Saiyans used to transform by turning into great apes, right? And they had that transformation. Well, yeah, that's a good point. And Gohan wonders, what if they were able to turn great ape again? Well, that's not going to happen. Goku says that they don't have their tails anymore. That can't work. Not even Goten was born with one. And even if they could transform into that, first of all, they need to gain a control in it. And then, what Gohan's saying is that they need to add Super Saiyan on top of that. That might be impossible. And yeah, that is true. But since it's an innate ability for the Saiyans, Gohan thinks that there might be another way to make them transform. He's not too sure. Of course, he knows nothing about Saiyans. But maybe if they consult Bulma, she could help with something. Oh yeah, Goku never even really thought of that. Even if they don't have their tails anymore, this is still something that's programmed within Saiyans basically with their DNA. They're built to transform like this. Their tail is gone, which means that they can't transform as easily, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't transform at all. Maybe there's a way, and they just need to find that. Meanwhile, on Beerus' planet, Vegeta continues his training too, growing exponentially thanks to Beerus and Whis' help. He denounces the Saiyans. Only one of them is needed, Vegeta. No longer a prince, no longer a king, whatever. It's just him, just Vegeta, the supreme being in the universe, at least the supreme mortal. He doesn't need an army, he doesn't need Saiyans, he doesn't need any colleagues or allies or whatever. He just needs strength. He just needs to pursue this even further. He will cement his superiority over everyone. He already knows he's better, but he needs to cement it. He needs to let everybody know. And he needs to get his revenge. He becomes more and more resentful, more angry, more bitter, and Beerus and Whis notice this too. It's a bit concerning. For a Super Saiyan God, they expected someone a bit calmer, a bit more collected too. And Whis is mostly disappointed in this because this probably means Vegeta's not going to get that technique that he wants him to work towards. Although, Beerus is intrigued. He gets an idea. If Vegeta's being destructive like this, well, he could be a perfect candidate to become a god of destruction someday. Of course, the thoughts cross Beerus' mind. But Vegeta does seem too volatile at the moment. They'll definitely need to work on that. Although, he could channel all this anger. All these negative emotions could be channeled into his destructive abilities. Utilizing this power, he could potentially be a very effective fighter. And now, as Beerus thinks about it even more, he's getting even more intrigued. He turns to Whis. He definitely wants to do this. Vegeta, with these destructive abilities, imagine that. Like he said, Super Saiyan God was just a stepping stone. If he truly wants a rival like this, well, this is the path that Vegeta's gonna have to go down. And Beerus just needs to introduce him to it. With all that, we'll leave off here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What's gonna happen with Cell? What about Goku and Gohan? And most importantly, what about Vegeta? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe as well as hitting that bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.